Welcome to TradingLounge and the Bitcoin report for the 31st of March, the end of the month, end of the quarter, and we'll also look at Ethereum. And this is Bitcoin here on a quarterly chart ending the quarter. So we're seeing increasing volume and we're seeing increasing range. So we're in a bull market, but that's no surprise. Okay, let's go in and check on a few things. Yesterday we were looking at different counts, and I want to go sort of back over that, and it's a little bit of I have to say it's a little bit of a tricky one, but the good news is that we're going up. So there's different ways to count all of this. So we could count this. This is an optimistic count, by the way. This one here with wave 3 here and wave 4 here, and then looking at this as wave 1 and 2 here. And we'll take a closer look at this, and then 5 waves here for wave 3, 4, and going up for wave 5 up here for this. So a bit of an optimistic count in that regard. Most of the other counts that I've got have take us up into the 65, 72, and maybe the 80 in that regard. So let's just go in and have a closer look at all of this. I mean, this is just a little bit of a tricky count to pin down here. So we've been looking yesterday. We've been looking at different counts, so I want to go over those counts again, and we'll just eliminate them one by one. So looking at ABC for wave 4 here, and then wave 1 and 2 and 3 here, and 4 over here, and yes, we've got overlap over here, so it can be wrong. That's possible, but I think it's important to present these so we can eliminate them. And in this case, we'll be looking for wave 5 that will take us up to 65,000, certainly higher than wave 3 here for that. Okay, so this is probably not the count because of that overlap, and Ethereum's got that overlap as well, and other markets have got that as well. So it's probably not the case, and we understand that the market is quite bullish, so probably not the case. But look, it's just good to have a look at them, isn't it? You know, we don't have to take them on board as such. So this one here is a bit of a triangle pattern, and the triangle pattern is really coming from the crypto index here, but this crypto index triangle pattern is also starting to wear a little bit thin as well, because we've got this impulse wave up through here where we should have a 3-wave move up through here. So it's more than likely we'll put wave 4 here and look at wave 1 here and 2 here, and then green wave 1 and green wave 2 when it comes in and hits this top here. It may even go through the top and play it out. You know, normally with trend lines, when you've got a trend line through here and a market's going through it, it'll be just like the trading levels kind of thing. It will be like this, and then it'll move off. Sometimes they've got a double test here, so just be a bit mindful of that. So we should see that this B wave here play out as wave 2 in due course, rather than that, and that will play out pretty much across this level here. But there's a triangle pattern that we were looking at, and it had all the right elements of 3 waves, 3 waves, 3 waves, as such, and but now it's looking quite impulsive here, but we'll see. We'll get to the end of this 5th wave and we'll see. So that's where the triangle pattern came from. It's also there in Ethereum as well. So with Ethereum here, we've got 3 waves. We could get 3 waves out of this, I suppose. It counts better as 5 and 3 here. Could we look at this as an A and a B and a C here? There's not a lot of definition in it. You know, with these guys, it's very clear that it's quite you know, distinctive that we have that 3-wave pattern there. So with Ethereum, you know, we've been using this as the model for the upside here, because it counts nicely as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for 1, ABC back for 2, pulling back to the 61.8%, and then moving off. Whichever way we look at all of this, the thing is that the whole pattern is bullish and we'll be making new highs. That's the takeaway. So good for the hodlers as such. We'll come back to that. So this triangle pattern can be the A, the B, the C, a D wave here having, you know, ascending triangle and wave E here and then moving to the upside. That's all possible. But once again, this has got a very clear definition of 3 waves. We're not really seeing that. We need to see it pull back from this B wave high here, pull back into here and then up to the D wave and then here. So it's viable, you know, it's possible. So we just got to work it, that's all. Other counts are, what's this? Oh, this is our bullish count here for this. I think it's always good to be open-minded and stay with the evidence. That's all I can say, rather than getting upset with one count or believing in one count more than another without the evidence, you know. So this one here would look at wave 1, ABC back for wave 2 here, and then moving off from that point there. Yeah. So all while we're here, the 50,000, you know, and the 80 here, it's just the Fibonacci numbers as, you know, 10,000 as 1, 2, 3, 5, and 8. So 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 50,000, 80,000. And the medium level here, medium level is always just halfway between 2 major levels. And then, of course, we've got all the minor levels and sub-levels and micro levels and so on. So, yeah, anyway, this is a count that we're tracking. We'll take a closer look at this trend and the pullback and all of that shortly. Just need to look at all these different counts. Here's another one here, which is fitting. You know, we've got 3 waves here for a W, 3 waves here for an X, and an A and a B and a C here for a Y. So putting wave 4 over here is possible, with wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for this. That's also doable at that point. So as you can see, there's many roads to Rome in this particular instance, unfortunately, but I think that, you know, in terms of trading, we're doing all the right things, and in terms of the count, it's obviously to the upside, and it's always been to the upside, because from this first move down through here, we had 3 waves here coming down. So no matter what happened over here or how it happened, it was going to be part of a corrective pattern. So because everybody loves Bitcoin at the moment, all the corrections are going to be warped to the upside rather than to the downside, so horizontal or to the upside. So we've got to look at these corrections as running somewhat to the upside. So all that said, our focus really now is, we'll just focus in on this move here for this for these markets. So yeah, yesterday we were talking about I'm probably better off going to the tick chart here for this, so that's what we'll do. Yeah, so yesterday we were counting over the last few sessions, whatever, last days or so, we've been counting to the upside here. So I was looking at this grey 1 here and 2 here, and then that goes all the way up to wave 3 here and wave 4 here, and we'll have a look at that. So then blue wave 1, I think it's important to run through it. If anybody's got any different counts, that's good, let me know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1 and 2 here, and 3 and 4 and 5 here for the third, and the fourth, and 1 and 2 and 3. And yesterday we were up at the 4th wave here, so we need to make a few adjustments with this. So my first mistake was this, but I felt I did all the right things. So having this as the high here, and then having this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we knew that would have a B wave back up and a C wave down, but then we end up getting this other one over here, which was the so it just expanded that further to the upside. And then we're looking for 5 waves up, so we've got those 5 waves here for that. Probably 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, an extension in the 5th wave here. I think that's a B wave here, so an A and a B and a C wave for the A wave here, probably to the B wave and a C wave here. I don't know if this is finished. We should be pulling back a little bit further for this, unless we're still this is where we've got to be careful with Bitcoin, you know. But I'll put this in here for the time being. It can come lower at this point, but it looks like it wants to move up at this stage and pull up to that 60, but it's just a little bit. Oh no, wave 1 and 2 was quite small, but this wave 4 here is 2 degrees lower than this one, so that there's something wrong with this count. I'll just check it with Ethereum in a moment. But look, in a bit of a nutshell, we were looking at 60 here to be the top of a wave structure here for this. So then we were looking for, in a nutshell, wave 1 here and wave 2. There could also be blue wave 1 here too, by the way, but I'll just put that there. I'll put this here for the moment. Wave 2 here is an ABC pattern. And I'll just check with Ethereum on this. So just want to check on this count. So with this count here, this, as I mentioned many times, this having wave 4 here is quite suitable because it counts nicely as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here. And wave 5 of 1. ABC for 2 coming back to the 61.8%, and then we've been looking for 5 waves to the upside here for this. So let's go in and have a look at that. That's on the 4-hour chart. Let's go to the 1-hour chart. You know, the thing about this though is that, you know, it just looks like a third wave here, doesn't it? You know, the power of it rather than a fifth wave. That sort of haunts me a little bit. So we could just keep climbing as well. You know, if we look at this as 1 and 2 here, and then all of this is 1 and 2, and part of a third wave here, that would be, I have to check on the tick chart for that. So what I'm afraid of, you know, is that I'm afraid that I might put this here as an ABC back into this space here, but we'll just keep climbing up here. That's what sort of that's what I'm sort of thinking. We haven't had a very good correction across the 18 here, and we've got all this, you know, all this consolidation over here. So we still could get that. Let's just go to the tick chart, see if I can figure this out a bit more. I mean, this is how I've taken this as the low and not this one here, from my work that I've done on this side over here for that. It's possible also to count this up here as an A wave here, a B wave here, and a C wave here, and having that as the low. So that also haunts me a little bit as well. But it didn't really fit properly with all of this. It's possible. So if anybody's done any work on that, I've been over this many times, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1 and 2 here, and then 1, an A and a B and a C for 2 here. Because we've got 5 waves in this move here, I need to look at that as a B and a C here, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and third and fourth, and 1 and 2, fourth wave here, fifth wave. That's all good. Pulling back for that fourth wave there, and then counting this up here as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, the third wave, and we're looking at the fourth wave here yesterday, so that's there. And then going up into the fifth wave. So the fifth wave, let me just check here. It looks like 1 and 2 here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for that third wave, fourth wave, and fifth wave. So technically I should be able to put that. It's a bit raggedy to cut that in, but we've got overlap here. So technically we should be putting that in there. That should be the top there for that. So if this market takes that top out, then I'm wrong. And it's okay to be wrong. It's more important to know when you're wrong, and what you're going to do about it. So from 18, which is a minor level, and we've got the sub-levels here. So this is all of group 1 here at 30, then 50 here. So 1, 2, 3, 5, and then 8 here. And then, of course, we've got group 2, which will be 65 and 72. Close enough. So it's just good to know what number that you're working with, because we're working with 50 here. So in this case, if 50 became the support, a nice tested support with the classic trading levels pattern, then you could go up from that point. Otherwise, we should be pulling back down for wave A here. But I'm a bit reluctant to call that in as being sort of official as such, because of this strong wave here coming into this, into the fifth wave here for this. And if we're getting extensions into the fifth wave, then we should have extensions further along here in this fifth wave, and we're not seeing that. So look, I think I've actually got this count wrong here. I mean, I've counted all the waves, and that's cool, but I think I've got it wrong. I just don't know where I've got it wrong. I mean, I think it could be a case where it climbs like 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, and you know, and going up into a stronger third wave here. So what I can say is that if the 50 becomes the support here, or that high gets taken out, then we're just going to go higher at that point, and we're going to leave the 1800 here. But we just really haven't had a decent correction at the 1800, and we should, with all the supply over the left over here. I mean, the point is we've got long positions in all of this, so we've done all the right things. We've gotten in at the beginning of the trend for Ethereum, and so yeah, it's not really helping me work the Bitcoin count here as well. This looks, I mean, it's not a very nice 5 waves here, but an A and a B and a C here for this. But if this is going to climb up here, well then, of course, Ethereum's likely to follow at that point with one more move in there. So look, all I can say is with Bitcoin, we're coming up to this large number here. So we need to be looking for a pattern up there, something of this nature here, where we have the arrival, the reaction, first high above the level, you know, some type of correction like this at this level here. So it's probably, as a trader, it's probably not a good idea to go long right here somewhere. Okay, so if we're going to go long, we'd want to see something like this play out here for this. Okay, we'd want some sort of correction here for this, so we can go long at that point. This trend hasn't been corrected, okay, so that's what I'm looking for. I just not quite sure if I've got this right here for this. So personally for myself, I will either wait for one or two things. So we'll either wait for a pullback into here, or we'll see a classic trading levels pattern across here, and then we can go long again and understand that the trend is just going to keep climbing, you know. That's the point. So yeah, sorry about that. I can see the trend is expanding, you know, because we've got all these small moves, and we're starting to get bigger moves, you know, more definition in the trend. So it's expanding. So we could expand with a correction here. I mean, normally when we're working with a large number like this here, just by the by, we put in group 1 here. So if we're working with 60 here, we put group 1 here and group 2 here. That would be the swing range here for that, for a correction across this level. And I think that's what we should be looking at. So I just think we should just give it a bit of time here. I think it's fine to buy the pullbacks, you know, whatever pullback comes in, figure it out, and you don't have to get the exact low with Bitcoin, because we know that we're in an uptrend. So we can buy the lows here, or we can buy on support over here for this. Now, most people think 60 would be important, but 65 would be more important to me in terms of the trading level. So we should see a larger correction at that point. Our last move up was coming into that 62, which was because before I didn't quite get to 62, but 62 is important because it's actually 61.8 here. Like, so in terms of geometry, that 61.8 at 61,000, is, as I've mentioned before, when we got here or coming up to here would be important at this point. But obviously the 60 is important psychologically as well. So this is the 60s from the governing hand of people's minds, and in the shadows, the governing of the shadows, the 61.8% would be the 61,800 would be more important. So yeah, so that's it really. So we're in a bullish pattern, and we should end up above 65 at minimum here with all of this. So we can still be in this triangle pattern as well. What will happen eventually though is that we'll get past all this confusion in here. I know that some folks saying, "Oh, Pete, you're wasting your time. This is the actual count." But I can't see the actual count yet, so I've just got to look at all the accounts and then eliminate them one by one. So I'm confident that we're bullish. I don't know what the count is for where this wave 4 is. Is it here? Is it here? Is it here? I mean, they're all valid. But at some point over here, it's going to become clear where this wave 4 should be, and then we'll just be working with the impulse wave. And when we're working with the impulse wave, you have to remember that we're going up to wave 3 at this wave 5 here of a larger wave 3 at this point. So we can put that in there, and that's going to have a bigger correction at that point. So any sort of traders at that point will need to, once we figure this out, this wave 3 here top, that will be a decision-making point for a lot of folks. For me personally, I'm just going to stay in the market, and any pullback, however far it comes, because if it's this wave 3 here, the wave 4 should come back to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree here as well for that. Just to we start chatting about that in the videos ahead, because you need time to work out what you're going to do in all of this. So for me personally, I'm still trying to get my 4 Bitcoins here. The higher it goes, the more difficult it is. So I've got 109,000 Australian dollars in the market with 36 positions and 3.7 Bitcoin here for this. So yeah, I'll just keep sort of adding. So this pullback for me here is really important for me. So it'll just give me more opportunity to get in with this. So yeah, but I'll just continue to buy small bits through all of this, but at the same time I'll be saving money to look for this wave 4 here. That will be my strategy for this. Alrighty, I've waffled on enough. I hope I can put you to sleep. I'll check you tomorrow. Cheers.